Turned out nice again, hasn't it?
George Formby was phenomenally successful during the war. He had a particular brand of comedy which got Britain out of the doldrums, the same as Crazy Fields, and then when the war ended, that kind of entertainment became very old-fashioned. It just seemed as though his career was over, and then suddenly he started getting noticed by people overseas. He was requested to do a tour of South Africa, and they went there in October 1946. They knew nothing whatsoever about the country. They went to the Alhambra Theatre in Cape Town, and that's where the problem started, because George Formby was very short-sighted, and the theatre was divided in two. There were black audiences on one side and white audiences on the other, and he never noticed this, and he had a particular stance of where he would always stand. He never stood in the middle of the stage, he was always on the side of the stage, and he just happened to be standing on the side of the stage which was facing the black audiences. So, of course, the president then, Daniel Malan, said that was a direct affront on him, and then he made this statement about when you get potatoes, you get red potatoes and white potatoes. When you peel them, they're all the same colour inside. Now, he didn't really know what he was saying, but that was quite a powerful statement then.
Springtime, summer, autumn, winter, so the seasons go.
They were singing, and this little girl walked on with a bunch of daisies or wildflowers or something that she picked, and George stopped in mid-song and said, "Doesn't she look like the little picture on the jam jar?" They used to have a little picture on the jam jar then of a little black boy. And Beryl picked her up and gave her a hug and a kiss. And that was really, really, really nasty. She was accused of pulling a despicable stunt. They sent the heavies around to the hotel, telling them that they must not do that kind of thing again, otherwise they would be escorted out of the country. Well, she did. They went on stage one night, and this same thing happened again. So they were escorted off by armed guards and told they must not sing in front of segregated audiences anymore. So Beryl said, "Fine, we'll cancel the tour." And she cancelled the rest of the tour, and then she got a man to organise the rest of the time that they were spending in South Africa singing only in the townships. And they were adopted as mascots by these people.
How significant was that decision to play to black-only audiences? How significant was it at that time?
The way he looked upon it was, if they don't like me, I'll sing where somebody does. And he didn't realise the significance of singing in front of black-only audiences, and also of going into the townships, which was very dangerous. I mean, it wouldn't have been allowed now. Daniel Malan went and confronted her, and she just said to him, "Pee off, you horrible little man," and slapped him across the face. I mean, that was really, really something. And that was the end of it then. They were escorted to the airport and put onto a plane, and the person who'd organised the tour was shot dead on the tarmac.
Would you consider George Formby to be quite ahead of his time?
I would think inadvertently, yeah.
I mean, he may not have meant it.
Well, no, he didn't know what it was all about. It was more his wife than it was him. Because, I mean, all he did was make this allusion to spuds, as they call them, potatoes, being the same colour inside. And he didn't realise the potency of that particular statement. I mean, it was just mother's milk common sense that he was coming out with. He didn't realise that it sparked off a great big explosion. I also found out that Nelson Mandela was a fan of his as well, which I found very strange. But then, we never know who these great people like, do we?